in this video. We're going to be talking about Braxxis Holdout. We're going to be talking about some tips, some tricks, pretty much everything you need to know to get that win rate up and to get some wins under your belt and to start carrying those Storm League games like you want to. My goal on this channel is to get you guys the information you need in order to carry those Storm League games. I've done the Bronze 5 to Master Challenge 4 times now. If you don't know what that is, I've taken a fresh Bronze 5 account, a Smurf, and I've gone all the way from Bronze 5 all the way to Master. If you feel like, hey, I'm in Silver, hey, I'm in Platinum, like a lot of people in the Discord, like Grimmer out there, who's from the Discord, and Vegito out there, who's from the Discord as well. I hear you guys, I know. I've seen that Butcher go in 1v5 and charge to his death. I've seen all these crazy things where hey, Chillrogg, it's impossible to carry, how can I do it? The answer is sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but we'll get into that. But anyway, that's a problem for another video. Today we're just going to solve the problem specifically of Braxxis Holdout. Before we jump in there, you guys can catch me at twitch.tv/Chillrogg. I stream Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, so catch me then. And with all that said, let's jump into Braxxis Holdout and check it out. Okay, so Braxxis Holdout. We're going to be talking about 5 things. We're going to talk about first, the map basics, second, the draft, third, the lane setup, fourth, the strategy, and fifth, we'll review everything, the most important parts. So, starting with the map basics. Braxxis Holdout is a 2-lane map. As you can see here, there's the bot lane, and there's the top lane. Additionally, there's 2 siege camps and 2 bruiser camps, so 1 for each side. So you get a bruiser camp in the top lane for the left side team, and you get a siege camp in the bot lane for the left side team. And it's flip-flopped for the other team. The right side team gets a bruiser camp in the bot lane, and they get a siege camp in the top lane. All these camps spawn at the 1-minute mark. Additionally, there's a neutral boss that spawns at the 5-minute mark. There are 2 neutral globe spawners, one in the bot lane and one in the top lane. These are pretty valuable, especially if you have some globe quests, so keep them in mind. You can pick them up. They spawn every 45 seconds. You can see, I'll pick one up really fast here. And in 45 seconds, another one will spawn. This is great if you have prog rock ETC or you have some quest to complete. Additionally, there are 2 channel points. To get the objective, you need to control both channel points at the same time. When you go on them, they begin to channel towards your team. And the interesting thing about them is, unlike Dragonshire, where there's similar channel points, if you're standing on here and the enemy comes on there, you don't still hold it. It immediately goes to neutral. On Dragonshire, if the enemy comes onto that point, you still hold it. If the enemy comes onto that point, it's still your beacon until they push you off, and then they'll start channeling it. But on Braxxis, as soon as they go on, it goes neutral and the objective stops channeling. When you control both beacons, you will start accumulating a percentage. You can see above the mini-map here, there's a blue and a red percentage. Right now, it's both at 0. When I go and cap the top one, it's going to start applying a percentage. So you can see we get 2, 4, 6, and it keeps going. Now, while we're getting this, you can see our Zerg wave is growing here while we're channeling percentages. The more percentage we get, the more Zerg waves we get. If the enemy were to come and stop us, we have these amount of Zergs guaranteed no matter what. It's very interesting, Braxxis. So even if we stop now and the enemy got the whole thing, and their Zerg wave went to 100 and ours only got to 65, our 65% wave or whatever wave would still push with the whole Zerg wave we got. Both teams get something, and both teams can actually get a pretty sizable Zerg wave. It's not winner take all on this map. If you get a Zerg wave bot, on the next objective, it'll flip-flop. On the next objective, we got our first one bot, so our next one will be top, and the enemies will be bot, vice versa. Something really important about the camps quickly. These camps, these siege camps, they actually apply a 4% stacking armor debuff. You can see it here. Per auto attack, every time they auto attack you or anything, it applies a 4% armor debuff. This stacks to a maximum of -20 armor. So keep this in mind. It applies to structures as well. Additionally, this bruiser camp provides vision for your team once you capture it, and it also reveals stealth, which is really handy and pretty unique for the camps as well. So that pretty much covers the map basics. Let's head over to part 2 and take a look at the draft. The first thing you want to draft on Braxxis Holdout is AoE damage. AoE damage is going to help you a lot in this 4v4. Look at how small this lane is here. There's going to be a 4v4 in this lane. A lot of heroes are going to be clumped up here, and you're going to want to hit them with abilities. Look at this small area you're going to be fighting over, this beacon. If you can use AoE abilities, there's going to be a lot of heroes in these choke points, and that's going to help you. Who's going to be good in there? Orphea is going to be good over there. Tassadar, the new Tassadar, is going to be great in there. Jaina, Gul'dan, just AoE heroes who can hit hard in these choke points. Something arguably even more important on Braxxis, probably the most important thing, sustain healing. You want your 4-man to be able to sit here in this lane and push this lane forever. You don't want them to ever have to go back. You want them to be able to heal them through a lot of AoE damage. Who's going to be good at that? AoE healing them and keeping them in this lane so they can keep fighting and keep getting this objective and keep taking structures in the bot lane. Alexstrasza is going to be great at that. Dragon's going to be nice for the objective too. Kick him out of there. Lucio is going to do AoE healing constantly. He's going to constantly keep everybody up. He's not going to need to go back or anything like that. Stukov, same kind of thing. AoE healing is great. Heroes that can keep your team sitting in this lane and not having to have heroes go back. What's the opposite of that? Uther. You know, say everyone takes a bunch of AoE damage and they go back and they're all sitting here low health. Uther's going to look at them and say, you guys got to go all Hearth. That's not good. That's not what you want on this map. Tyrande, same thing. Everyone's low health. Tyrande's not going to be able to help them. Rhaegar, typically a strong healer. Rhaegar, not too great on Braxxis. If everybody's low health, he's got a chain heal, and then he's kind of got nothing for a while. Whereas Stukov, he's kind of got his green juice on everybody for a long time. Alexstrasza's got the circle. She can help him out. Keep that in mind. That might be the most important thing in the draft. Something else that's pretty important on Braxxis. If your 4-man's fighting bot down here, and the solo lane is top, somebody who can rotate up very quickly and kill the solo laner is very nice. I would say Genji and Zeratul are the main contenders. They do very, very well on this map. Genji especially because he can gank top very easily. He can rotate quickly and gank top. And he can also do a ton of damage to the boss. Genji's deflect. The boss attacks very fast. He has very fast auto attacks, and he has a phase where he shoots very quickly. And because the boss is hitting so fast, Genji's deflect does a massive amount of damage to the boss. And besides that, you're going to need a solo laner for the top lane.
Braxxis Holdout is a map where winning the solo lane can make a really big impact for your team's ability to win the game. Try to put some emphasis on who you select for your solo laner. Pick somebody who you're very skilled with, who you're very knowledgeable with, and try to pick that hero later in the draft. This will give you a nice opportunity to see the enemy solo laner, let them pick it first, and then you can follow up and you can pick a counter, or you can pick something that at least will go even, and it could be a skill matchup.
Another thing to keep in mind is wave clear in case you lose the objective. You want to have enough wave clear to kill those Zergs in case you lose, or even if you win the objective, the other team got 80% Zerg wave, you can't just have no wave clear because Zerg wave is going to be a big problem for you. Gul'dan, Ragnaros, especially good on this because Ragnaros can solo delete the Zerg wave very well with his trait and lava wave combined. Pretty much deletes the Zerg wave. Phoenix, Planet Cracker, pretty much deletes the Zerg wave. You do have to trade your ultimate for it though. Besides that, just Kael'thas, whatever, typical wave clear, kill the Zerg wave. Another thing to keep in mind, this is probably Garrosh's best map because whenever you toss somebody, because this lane is so small and the objective is so close to your towers, if you toss somebody with Garrosh, they're probably going to start taking shots from your tower. Because your tower is right here, If you're Garrosh and you're in this bush and anybody steps up, you can just run over and flip them. They're here. They're getting hit by towers. So Garrosh, really good on this map. Finally, keep Sylvanas in mind. If you get a Zerg wave, Sylvanas is going to turn off these towers, and the Zerg wave is going to get a lot more push because Sylvanas turns the towers off. Better on pretty much any pushy map. Pushy map, we're talking about Infernal Shrine. She empowers the Punisher. She turns the towers off. Punisher gets more value. Battlefield of Eternity turns the towers off. The Angels push more. Any map where there's a push objective, where's there not a push objective? Sky Temple. The temples just shoot the buildings. Sylvanas' trait turning off the towers doesn't help too much there. Let's talk about the lane setup. We alluded to a little bit in the draft. So the lane setup, what we're going to have 4 people in the bot lane, and we're going to have 1 person in the top lane most of the time. Why? There's no good reason, actually. This is one of the few maps where this is just really done based off of tradition. Just people have been doing this way for a long time, so everyone kind of does it this way. You don't have to do it this way. You can consider, if your top laner is going to lose very hard, you can consider actually doing a 3 and 2. This is very common in the HCC days. Why would you want to do this? You'd want to do this if your solo laner is going to lose the top lane. Additionally, a few more conditions. Your 3-man down here has to be very good at defending. So say you have like Gul'dan, Joanna down here. They're going to kill the minions really quick. The enemy's going to have to back away from the tower, and they can defend 3v4 no problem because their wave clear is so good. So if you have a good defending team to go 3v4, and you also need to have a good 2-man who can siege very well 2v1. The effect you want to get from going 3 bot and 2 top is you want to be able to threaten this fort and take structure while the 3-man down here can't take your fort. Is it advantageous where you're going to get some structure value up here and the enemy by going 2 top, and the enemy is not going to be able to get any structure down here against your 3-man while they're 4? Then you can send 2 top. Then it's pretty good. An example of a 2-man who would do well top is going to be something like Zarya Greymane. Zarya can shield Greymane and burn the tower with her laser, and Greymane has amazing auto attack siege damage. Something like that. Something that's really going to threaten the structure top. Now, the next part of the lane setup, that's the early game setup. Once you get level 10, you don't want to do that anymore. And you don't want to keep soloing back and forth. What you want to do at 10 is you pretty much want to group as 5 and just snowball around the map because the map's very small. You can go bot, especially around objective time. You can go bot, you can cap the bot one, cap it, and then you rotate as 5, and you go up through here, and you go to the top, and you fight as 5, and you just pretty much do everything together. If you have a global can soak and go in. That's the global thing, that's fine. But generally, after level 10, you want to come together a little bit, especially on this map. So part 4, the strategy on Braxxis. I'm going to bring this up because I do a lot of coaching. I see a lot of confusion about what you should do when you get an advantage on Braxxis. if your 4-man is having success down here, or your solo lane has success top, and you get a kill, I feel like there needs to be a discussion about what you're supposed to do from that point. You know, we're 4 down here, we kill somebody, now we're 4 and they're 3. What do? We have an advantage. Okay, so on Braxxis, it depends, kind of a question. So instead of telling you what you're supposed to do, I'm going to kind of outline what your thought process should be, and you can decide in-game what you should be doing yourself based on what situation you have. In order of desirability, generally, the best thing you can do, and this is general, you know, take this advice with a grain of salt. Pretty much all of this advice is going to be, most of the time, this is what you want to do, unless it's not. Probably 95% of the time, this is going to apply. Okay, in order of desirability, 1, cap the objective. You know, get the objective and get a lot of percentage. If you can't do that, second best thing, push. Take structures. Get some of the structures, get some of the forts down, whatever, get some towers down. If you can't do that, gank or invade their camp. One or the other. It kind of comes down to the same thing. You want to just look for more kills. You know, you got 1 kill and use that 1 kill to get more kills. If you can't gank or invade their camp, maybe just take their camp if it's just sitting there. If you can't take their camp, then take your camp. And that's kind of what you want to do. Now let's go through that in a little bit more depth because I know I did that fast and we'll go a little bit more detailed. Number 1, you kill somebody, get the objective. Pretty simple. What do we not want to see? Where do we want to bail in this strategy? Get a kill. What you don't want to do is get a kill, cap bot, and say, hey, we got bot, awesome. And then you all run top and you cap top. And while you're capping top, they cap bot. And you get nothing. And then you say, hey, they got bot, oh shoot. And then you all run from top and you come back bot. And then while you cap bot, they take top back. Guess who's respawned? That guy you killed, and you've got nothing. This is the situation we want to avoid. If this is going to happen, don't go for the objective. Go to the next thing. You know, if you can get the percentage, take it. That's your best option. But if you can't get that percentage, you don't want to just kind of go back and forth and get played. You know, you got your kill, you can cap this. You take this beacon, of course, because you got to kill. You're 4v3 down here. We don't have to all run top. You can just wait. At some point, your solo lane or top's going to do well, and you can just push. Just push this lane, take these towers, and it'll make the next kill easier. Sometimes you don't have a very good sieging comp here, and if you stay down here, you're just going to kind of kill some minions, and maybe you'll get a little bit of tower, but not much. You know, maybe you don't have that, you know, Zarya Gul'dan combo in the bot lane where you can just rip these towers right down and the well for 1 kill. Maybe you're a little bit lighter on siege damage. So if you can't cap both objectives and you think your pushing power is pretty weak, now we go to the third option. We go, let's get more kills. We got 1 kill, we'll get more kills. Maybe you look at the minimap and you say, hey, everyone's missing. I bet they're doing their camp. You can go for the camp, but camp is like a nice little bonus, but what you really want, you want to get another kill so you can stagger the deaths and keep controlling the map, and then cap the camp as well. So that's nice. So, you know, if you can get both. If you feel, hey, they're not doing the camp, you look top, maybe when you look in the top lane, you look here and you see, hey, there's a really aggressive Ragnaros at half health here, or a few of us can go top and gank him. That's good. Do that. Then you gank him, and then you cap the objective too. That'd be good. But maybe you look top, and it's actually a really conservative Zagara back here, and she's playing very safe. If you all go top, you're not going to kill her. You don't want to go top and try and gank there. The worst case scenario there is kind of like we said before. You all go top, and you try and kill Zagara, and you get her to 60% health, and she taps, and that's what you did with your time. You don't want to do that. You've tried all your options. You look, you kind of feel like, if we can't really get both objectives just off the 1 kill. We can't siege really well. There's no really gank opportunities. What are you going to do? Take the camp. That's a pretty good thing. You know, it's usually most of the time you're going to be able to do this one at least. But you can also think about it. Maybe some people are out of mana. Maybe the guy who died at early game, he's going to respawn really quickly. Then at that point, back off of that and just take your camp with the objective. Take this camp here and get a little extra push. These are some of the things. I see a lot of just like wasted time. When you get a kill, when you get this advantage, you drafted well, and you played it right, and you get this advantage, and it kind of goes to waste. Think about these items and make sure that the advantage you've gotten doesn't go to waste. On Braxxis especially, you just have to do this a few times, get an advantage and get that optimal capitalization on it. You're going to win the game because Braxxis is very snowball. If you do this a few times, you're going to get 1, maybe 2 objectives, and that Zerg wave chews through these forts, and there's not that many on this map. Now, this is going to change a little bit too as the game progresses, because as the game progresses, there's not going to be the solo laner here. Some of these forts are going to come down, pushing will be less of an option, the boss is going to spawn. So this is going to apply very well until about level 10. And then it's going to become a little bit more of a fluid and complex situation where you just kind of want to stay as 5, you know, kill this wave here, go do some camps together, go top, kill this wave here, cap this one, maybe look for a pick, whatever, check the boss. You're going to be moving more together towards the later phases of the game. And then one more time, I just want to emphasize that this is some general advice. There's always going to be some oddball situations where it doesn't apply. Just off the top of my head, for example, if you can kill the enemy's core, do that before anything else. You know, I mean, there's some situations where this isn't going to apply 100% of the time. This is some general advice to make sure that From what I've seen, the situations where people get ahead, it doesn't go to waste. Last part 5, the most important parts of this. So really, I only said it pretty quickly in the beginning, but one of the most important parts of this is to draft sustain healing. On this map, sustain healing is going to help your 4-man so much.
It is outrageous.
Because if your 4-man can sit here in this lane and never go back, and the other team's 4-man has to go back, your 4-man has Alexstrasza, their 4-man has Uther, your 4-man's going to sit here in this lane and cap this objective and push this fort probably a lot of the time if the other team has to keep hearthing over and over. Your 4-man having to hearth is very, very detrimental on this map especially. So draft sustain healing, that'll go a long way. Second most important thing, when you get an advantage, press your advantage. Don't let them back in the game, claw their way back and get some value out of you. If you have an advantage, try and make an optimal play and try and take something valuable from the enemy while you have it. So that's some things to think about for Braxxis Holdout. Keep these tips in mind. If you're looking to get some more tips and tricks on how you can climb, definitely hit that subscribe button below. I have a lot of videos coming out, some ways for you guys to get that win rate up. A nice way to get your win rate up is to play with other people, make a group, climb together, get some people who are on comms with you, who are open to thinking about different kind of strategies. A nice way that you can do that is you can check out the community Discord we have. We have pretty much closing in on 1,000 Discord members. They're all very ranked focused. They're all very into playing HOTS together. Check that out in the link in the description below. These are some players who are kind of, like you. They want to get out of their current rank. They're watching videos. They're trying hard. They're on comms. They're communicating. It's a nice place to find some players who are going to put in the effort rather than just the randoms in Storm League. Besides that, if you have any questions about Braxxis or anything else, you can find me at twitch.tv/Chillrogg. I stream Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Let me know in the comments below if you have any recommendations for future videos or if there's anything in particular you want to see. I'll check it out. And besides that, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll catch you later. In order of desirability, what you want to do if you get some advantage is... Oh, we got the Zerg wave in one. All right. This keeps happening. All right, I got to be more careful.